Now I had to check to see if this is true or not, because usually you hear a politician and they talk unscripted and they say what they really think, and you believe that you're reading a piece from The Onion because it's that batshit insane. But no, it's not The Onion. As you can see, it's Times Radio, so it's official. And for those of you who don't know, this lady used to be a conservative minister by the name of Edwina Currie. And she is asked a question that for some reason no journalist has figured out to ask by now. How is the British government going to fulfill the needs of 1,200 migrants? Because most people that have eyes, they see for themselves, they realize that an overwhelming majority of migrants, for some reason, seem to be men. Women that have big fat tits and plump asses, for some reason, do not seek to travel to better nations in order to flee poverty. I don't know why that is, but like I can just see that most of them are men that are fit, muscular, the type of men that make women in HR moist. The problem is, however, that if you have a disproportional large number of men coming in, you realize that in the country, the percentages are usually equal between men and women. Like in the UK, you have like around 50% men and 50% women. And so if you have a lot more men, it does beg the question, which is reasonable, how are you going to fulfill the sexual needs of those men? Because they're still biological creatures, and biological creatures have sexual needs. Now, this conservative lady has an idea. Let's hear it out, because it's absolutely wonderful.
The obvious thing that 1,200 young men are going to need in the middle of a village like Little Piddington is a brothel. I don't think they're going to provide that. I have a feeling that's not going to be allowed. But the obvious thing that
is brilliant. Why aren't they going to allow it? I mean, at this point, why the fuck not? Why not? What is the reasoning for it? Though the question is, why would they pay when they can get it for free, But apparently, a lot of British people were upset. I gotta say, I'm not really upset at her because she's being sarcastic here, like she is joking. Or at the very least, I think. However, people are genuinely pissed off. And why is that? Well, this also happened this week. And as you can see, UK schools will now teach young boys how to treat women and girls with full respect. So they're depriving girls of the same benefit of teaching girls how to behave towards men with respect. But I assume women, they're just born with the knowledge, right? Or maybe it's the opposite. Women simply cannot learn how to respect boys. Not even the school system can help them, so they're not even trying. But regardless, they are focusing on the boys. And if you know anything about Britain, they also had that movie Adolescence that the British government promoted. So, the Prime Minister thought that the movie Adolescence is a documentary, and he wanted it streamed in all schools. And so basically what we notice is that healthy young men are being demonized, they're assuming that they don't know how to respect women, and healthy young men are treated as if they're potential rapists, and the solution is to indoctrinate them harder. Promote LGBT. I mean, maybe if they fuck each other, then you can have more women for the immigrants. Because the immigrants don't get the lecture, right? If you have a system that teaches young men in school how to respect women, the question is, what about the men that are coming in and they do not benefit from the schooling system? They come from a different culture where their schools do not teach them this. What is the solution for them? And the answer is there isn't any, right? This is also interesting. I've never, ever heard a migrant being called an incel. Have you ever heard that? For some, what? Why not? Why not? Even when they cause sexual abuse and you see their mug in the newspapers, right? Not even that. Not even that do they get called an incel. Is there anything that a migrant can do in order to be labeled an incel? No, apparently not. And it's interesting because, again, most of them seem to be single when they're coming over, right? So, what is an incel? An involuntary celibate. What do they have? Do they have some mystical property? if you take a white lad, right? You take a white British boy, and you drop him in Somalia, and then he comes into the UK with a dinghy, and he's now a migrant. Does it wash away the incelity? I also noticed that the insult incel was used in the blockbuster film Adolescence. And I understand that the boy there was underage. And so they used that insult on him, calling him an incel. And it's like, okay, so like underage children aren't allowed to be incels now. So like the idea is like, I guess underage children should fuck as soon as possible so that they can stop being incels, huh? Like, is this what the British government wants? They recommended that movie in schools, by the way. Okay, let's hear it one more time, because this is fascinating, right? So former Conservative Minister Edwina Curry has suggested that a brothel would be needed near the village of Piddington, where 1,200 illegal migrants are likely to be accommodated. But like, that's the thing. While I get the joke, I don't think she realized that one brothel would not be enough. I mean, those poor girls. Like, physically speaking, they have one hole, right? Like, there is so much pounding and wear and tear that they can take. You would probably need at least 20 brothels if we're being... No, that wouldn't be enough, right? Like, how many ladies can there be in a brothel? I reckon around 10, right? So, like, if you have 20, that's 200 women for 1,200 men. Not enough. Not enough. Like, you would need a cathedral of brothels. Like, you need so many that not even, like, the German government probably has that many, right? You know, like, it's legal in Germany to have... I don't think, like, the German government could have. To be honest, though, a lot of people were suggesting that you legalize brothels. That would be cruel and unusual for the whores. Because if prostitution was legal and they refuse to have sex with black people, then they can be sued for discrimination. You think I'm no. I'm not. I don't think the British law has that exception unless someone thinks about adding it in, and it would be a very controversial proposition, wouldn't it be? Right? Like, you'd have leftists, but like, why should they refuse? No. But I hope they legalize prostitution, because it would be funny. Like, these types of conversations, right? I think they would be hilarious. Yeah, no, still, interesting initiative from the madame. Unfortunately, she is being very optimistic. Even though she's a woman, I thought she would understand. Like, one brothel, not enough. No, you'd probably need 100. Only in one area, right? Like, let me know what you guys think. And as usual, we'll see each other in the comment section. Take care.